Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. I'm sitting here with Steve Lazarus. Guy's been a vendor at Yankee Stadium for almost 40 years. He's also a stand-up comic. He's got a book out called The Pope and Me at Yankee Stadium, My Life as the Beer Man and Stand-up Comic. There's the book right there. That's a great picture. Now,
cool.
you really met the Pope?
No.
Okay.
No. I always say we met in this place called Photoshop. That's where I meet all my celebrities.
Now, he came to Yankee Stadium, though.
He came to the stadium
Right.
in '79.
Yeah.
And I was able to work it. Not that back then there was not big security and everything. So we
This
actually
was Pope John Paul II or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's making money. Everybody's selling like holy water, rosary beads, all kinds of crazy stuff. And
I'm sure that was actual holy water. See a bunch of guys in the Bronx filling up with tap water.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Got any more holy water, Max?
Yeah, $8.
Yeah.
I didn't make any money because at that time I was selling Hebrew National hot dogs.
Right.
Which was not a good
That's
thing
hilarious.
for the Pope.
Yeah, right.
So everybody's
Well,
making
Jesus
money.
was Jewish. I mean, he would have had a hot dog.
And my name's Lazarus, so it's like biblical. So I don't.
What is that? What is that nationality, Lazarus?
Jewish.
Jewish. Okay, there you go.
Jewish.
So that's good. So that makes it. Were you upset you didn't get to meet the Pope?
Not really.
Did cousin Brewski meet the Pope?
No, I don't think
That would have
anybody
been great.
That would have been great. You know that joke. I don't know who that guy is, but the other guy's cousin Brewski.
Now, what about cousin Brewski? I heard he tried stand up.
He tried stand up, but he did more jokes, kind of stuff.
So you tell stories.
Saul and Banner on a ship, and some Polish jokes and stuff like that. So
You tell actual stories.
I do stories. I talk about my dad being a gambler, and I knew he was a bad gambler when I overheard him betting against the Harlem Globetrotters. They never lose.
And listen, the Generals have won I think 3 games in 40 years.
Have they? I thought
Something
it was
like that,
for
yeah.
like. No, they did win?
I imagine having that ticket stub when the Generals beat them. Those games seem a little fixed to me.
A little bit, yeah.
So are you a big gambler too?
Not as much now, but I was back then.
Not as much
the
now.
Scams
Back
to get money.
then, like
back then, I got it from my dad. Used to take me to all the card clubs in the Bronx.
wow.
So not so
way
much
back
on
when.
sports, you go to clubs and
Go
play.
to clubs,
Yeah.
like, way back when they, the illegal poker games on
Right.
in the Bronx and all Burke Avenue, Alton Avenue.
Was that you think you go play poker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I actually, one of my first jobs was I ran numbers, the illegal
Sure, yeah.
numbers thing.
I used to play them all the
Did
time.
you?
Like I got into that, yeah.
Yeah, they called it policy
Right.
back then. Nobody knows what that is now. Because this is before the daily numbers.
Yeah.
And it was the last 3 numbers in the total mutual handle of the track.
Right,
Was the
exactly.
number.
At Aqueduct?
At
Aqueduct,
the New York,
yeah.
Aqueduct of Belmont.
At the
so,
big,
you
yeah.
had the little slips,
Right.
where you give them the copy and.
Yeah, because you always say, like, well, in the beginning when I started doing it, they're like, well, that guy just tells you the numbers. They're like, well, what did you just make them up? He goes, no.
No,
So you got to figure out what it is
Yeah,
and deal
it's-
with the track and everything else.
I actually wrote it in the book. I don't know if anybody would understand it. It's like they take
Right.
the win, place, and show mutuals. They add them all up for like
Yeah.
the first 3 races,
Right.
and they get the first number. And
Yeah.
then the second 3, the second number, and I don't know if that's still
Right, so
going
there's a
on.
system so you can't get ripped off.
Yeah.
But, I mean, look, it's just like the exact same thing as the lottery.
Same
you know?
thing.
It's just not legal. Now, the after-hours clubs, I would go play every once in a while. I get into some of those games because it was fun action and stuff like that. But I think, are they all gone in New York? I haven't gone myself in like 15 years.
No, there's a few.
Oh,
I
yeah.
play Hold'em. There's
yeah.
a couple of places in Queens where I go.
Everything's Hold'em now. Was never.
It's Hold'em,
It
yeah.
was. Is that? Do you like playing Hold'em?
I
more?
do,
Yeah.
because I'm on the road a lot. I'm at the, if I'm at the Borgata or I'm in Vegas, whatever.
I used to like a
there's nothing
nice
to do.
game. I used to like a nice game of 5-card stud. I always liked that. Just
Yeah,
a nice
that's
solid
just,
game.
we used to play that as kids in the house. 7-card, 5-card. Now it's all Hold'em.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know. Hold'em is an overrated game in a lot of ways.
Think so?
I think so. I think. I mean, you think that's more skill than say like 7-card stud?
I think it is because there's no limit
Right.
and just reading people.
Yeah, but when no limit is, well, you can read people in any poker game, but you're right. There's more to it.
There's more
in
to
Hold'em,
it.
I
There's,
guess.
hey, you didn't bet that
But with
card.
no limit, you can just knock a guy off his feet. If you got the cash.
If you got the cash and,
So that becomes just a brute game.
I got to
me.
make the call. How much
Right.
is it? 400, and you fold.
That's
But
what I mean. Yeah. And early in the game with Hold'em, if you knock a guy's like one leg out, you can just lean on him, and
Exactly.
then that's it. It's just patience.
And then you start reading guys at the table. Well, this guy if there's a big
you
bet,
can
he's going to
read tells.
fold. You got tells and people, a lot of the tells where if a guy has a good hand when he leans forward, like I sit in a chair like this, and then all of a
Right.
sudden he's like that. Oh, he's got a good hand.
You know what I do? I have a tell for years. I didn't realize this, but my buddies would tell me. Whenever I get a good hand, I violently crap my pants.
That's a tell.
It's
See,
like
that's
Yeah.
it took years, but the guys figured that out.
pit boss comes over. It's a whole cleanup on table 6.
Artie has an ace. Now, have you ever walked out? What's like the biggest score you ever made in one night?
Like 20 grand.
That's nice.
Yeah, gambling, you go hot, you go cold, and there's
Right.
times where whatever you do, playing blackjack, win, hold'em, win, roulette, win, slot, win, and then
Right.
about 20 grand.
My old thing, I had a buddy, this is hilarious. He called me from Vegas. He was like 5 in the morning in Vegas, and he's all upset. What's the matter? Because I won 40 grand playing craps. I'm like, what's the matter? So? I lost 60 grand on college basketball. You got it. What about the sports? Would you bet on sports?
I bet on,
though?
I bet on sports
Would you bet Yankee games that you worked?
all the time. And it's
Is that
it's
like?
annoying.
You get the angry
No,
vendor.
no, it's annoying walking around knowing when they're down 7-0 that I just bet 200 on the game and I got to sell 7 cases to get even.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Beer. I said beer.
And it's
We got to take a break.
Yeah.
That's the movie right there.
That's it.
I'd love to see a Yankee vendor meeting the Pope and then losing $2 grand on him. All right, we're going to take a break back after. Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Steve Lazarus, vendor at Yankee Stadium for 37 years, wrote a book. And I'm reading a little bit through here. You were there the day after Munson died.
the day. Yeah, I was there. It was,
August 3rd, 79.
So somber.
Yeah.
I remember the whole thing. I mean, it was so. I mean, if you heard the stadium quiet.
He was my guy. Like, I'm about 10 years younger than you. I was real young when he died. It was one of the most saddest things in my
It was
childhood.
sad.
You know?
Yeah. No, it was like, was it August 2nd, 79?
August 2nd, 79. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the day, Munson Day, was August 6th after the funeral.
Right.
People don't realize that, you had to go through. August 3rd was a home game.
Home game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was an eerie thing, and I remember them just leaving home plate empty.
Right.
And everybody crying, and
He was a beloved guy.
Yeah. Everybody loved him.
Yeah. Now, also, so you were there for the Pine Tar game, too.
I was there for the Pine Tar game. Yeah, that was great.
You get to see all these legendary games.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen 10 World Series. I've worked 7 winners, which is amazing that they
That
won
is
7.
unreal, yeah.
All the Reggie the 3 homers.
You were there for that.
Wells no hitter. Gooden's no hit. I mean, Wells perfect game. Cohn's perfect game.
perfect game.
Gooden's no hitter.
Right.
Pine Tar game. All the whatever.
So is there, you have, unless you decide to call in sick or maybe take a day off, do you at this point have the opportunity to work all 81
I
home
can work
games?
every
Right.
game, and if I don't work, it's not a big deal. It's just the guy to take your place.
How many you take days off every year, and how many you take off?
I take off a lot now because, like, physically,
Right.
It's like it's gotten so demanding. Where when I started, I'm running up and down the stairs like crazy, and
Yeah.
hey, soda. Yeah.
Keeps you in good shape. That's a lot of
now I'm
work.
like, I walk to my car like the guy with the fife and drum, where I'm like the band over my head, and I wear like an elbow brace and a knee brace, and I'm popping 3 Advil before the game,
Right.
and I'm just
Well, you're loading up on that stuff, like all those beers and everything that's
Yeah.
on your back.
right.
You look like a slave woman in,
Exactly.
in Argentina or
It's
something.
94 degrees in August, and
Yeah.
we got to go up and down for 3 hours, and I'm dripping, I'm sweating.
That's a lot. That's a lot
Yeah.
of work, man.
You could do it. You could do it.
Yeah, well, I maybe yesteryear, but who knows? Like I say, I might have to do it. But look, there's a picture when you're younger. You're a good-looking guy.
Yeah,
Look at you, man.
it was good. Yeah.
Did you ever bang abroad at the stadium?
No. I've
Never?
seen a couple of bros being banged.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know what that is. People I guess it's like, the Mile High Club
Yeah.
or whatever. I guess it's like, I don't know what you'd even
I'd rather
call
be in
it.
it. I got
Stadium.
I got oral at Yankee Stadium once.
Did you really?
Yeah, in the bathroom.
Oh, how cool is
It was
that?
great, man. Great. Forget his name. No, I did. I did all right one night. Steve, we'll plug the book more. Thanks, man.
I
Come back
appreciate that.
again.
Thank you
Come
so
back
much.
again. Steve
Anytime,
Lazarus.
Thanks very much.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.